So in this example, what we're going to do is play around a little bit with our mace, and we're going to build a floor here. Of course, I'm not doing it right, but I wanted to make that green, but now it's purple. That's okay. And what we're going to do is adjust the pivot point. So to adjust the pivot point, you're using your same tools. Make sure you can move around the hotkeys, W-E-R keys, to move around. I'm just going to move this over a little bit and scale it down a little bit so that it looks more ready to smash that floor to smithereens. So now you can see that as I rotate the mace, because the pivot point is in the center of the sphere, that was the first thing that we created, it's not going to work very well unless you want to smash the table with the handle. So we turn on, in our hierarchy, we turn on the Effect Pivot Only button. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use our Move tool, and we're going to move our pivot point down to the bottom. If this was an object that you were just like one thing and you wanted to put it to the center of the object, you can see that over on that flyout panel below the Effect Pivot Only that's in blue, you could actually click Align to Center or whatever you want to. It makes it work a little faster. It doesn't work that way in this example. So I'm just messing around here trying to get this lined up the right way. And once I think it's good enough, I'm going to click again on that Effect Pivot Only button to deactivate that part of it. So I click that. Now I can go back to my object and my whole model here, and you can see that it's affecting the whole object. So now when I rotate, you can see that it smashes, or it rotates using the handle as a rotation point, and the head of the mace smashes into the ground. So that's not bad. So you can see you can rotate on the different axes. And for this example, we just want to rotate on the one axis to make it go up and down. And now we're going to start doing some animation. So for the animation part of it, what we're going to do, first of all, line it up to where you want it to be to start off with, and position the mace up in the air like that, and you can see how it's going to go down to the bottom. That's where we want it to go down to. So we're up there to start with. I'm taking a long time to get to play with this, but anyway. So now we're ready to animate. So the thing we're going to animate is the actual mace. So click on the object you want to animate. Turn on Autokey. Now from now on, whatever you do to that object, the program will remember it, or you can, and that means rotation, movement, and all that other stuff. You can key those, all of them, or individually, and you can see that it created a little keyframe at the 0 position. That was where we wanted it to be to start with. And now we want it to get down, if I can get it to go to the right place. There you go. So I've got it hitting the ground or the floor at, what is that, 30 frames, 35 frames, 40 frames? Sorry, 30 frames. And then, so it automatically put in another keyframe there. Turn on off Autokey and you can see what happens. So I've got a frame like that. And what I really need to do now is I want it to go back to the original starting position. So I'll just hold down Shift and drag to copy that keyframe. So the 0, whatever keyframe was at 0, so where the mace was at 0, is copied now to 45. And you can see that you have a bit of an animation there. You can hit play. And it'll play. Fooling around with the timing, you might want to make it go a little faster. Just make those things happen a little faster. Move them closer together on the timeline. The timeline is frames, so by default your timeline shows 100 frames That's about 3 seconds. This thing is like 30 frames per second. It tells you down there. You can choose the frame rate, but you can see what's happening now. Okay, so that's some basic animation of your Mace and the pivot. And don't forget to save, and save as, and save incrementally. You hit that little plus sign down there. If you want to just add a 01, 02, 03, it'll do it automatically for you.